A Children's Hospital Foundation, and is currently the president and CEO of Trillium Health Partners Foundation. There you are. That's an impressive introduction. Thank you, Steve. Ms. Rada Kadar is president of CAMD and the Federation of Muslim Women. She is here, and we want to hear from her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Rada Kadar.
Good morning, assalamu alaikum everybody. I guess I'm here in my CAMD capacity, but I would rather be here in my capacity as the Muslim Council of Peel, representing about 14 to 15 member organizations in the region of Peel. I'm the executive director, and we have many of our masajids that are involved in this initiative, a part of that. The Muslim Council of Peel certainly encourages our community's involvement in such activities of building relationships, collaborating in order to truly strengthen our families, our neighborhoods, our communities, our society. So certainly today, in light of Islamophobia, in light of growing incidents of hate and hate crimes that we've seen right here in our backyard, in fact, it is really important that we work together, hand in hand, heart to heart, to make sure that there is peace, because when there is peace, then there's prosperity. Then we strengthen our institutions. It starts with finding that space that brings us together as families, as community, and as society. And then our institutions, like healthcare and hospitals, certainly become responsive to that sense of peace and tranquility, and we build strong institutions, and we provide services that then improve the quality of life for everyone in our diverse city. So thank you very much for the opportunity to address everyone. The Muslim community, the Muslim Council of Peel is here to engage with you, to support you in advancing inclusion for everybody and combating hate and discrimination at all levels. Thank you very much.
Before I let Michael come over here, just wanted to recognize the presence of very important community member here, which I forgot to bring him on here when we were presenting the certificate of appreciation to our Boni Krami, and that is the father of Maqsood Khan, our beloved former candidate for MP, a councillor. And I'm honored to have my respected elder here, our brother Mahmood Khan here. So give him a big applause. Even though he's not feeling well, but he made it a point to come and join us and support us. Thank you very much, Mahmood Khan Sahab. I always have great honor, respect for you and great love for you. Thank you so much.
We'd now like to welcome a member of our First Nations community. We would like to get a comment from Mr. Stephen Paquette from our First Nations community. Stephen?
Salam alaikum. Shalom. I want to give everyone here a gift, if I may. And the gift I want to give you is that greeting in our language as the original people, as the first people of this land. We call it North America, but in our language we refer to it as Turtle Island. And so in my particular nation, being Anishinaabe or Ojibwe, how we give greetings is Ani. And so I'm going to invite everyone to say Ani with me. Ani. Excellent. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge everyone here in this crowd today. As the original people of this land, I want to welcome you. I want to let you know that you're all welcome here, and that you make this country Canada. Kanata, that's a First Nations word, by the way, Canada. I want to let you know is that you make this country a much more beautiful place. I want to acknowledge the Mississauga Muslim community, because you are truly a gift to the city of Mississauga. I also want to acknowledge the Muslim community in general. I want to let you know is that you are a gift to Canada everywhere that you go, that you make this country a much stronger, greater, beautiful place. In my community, they refer to me as an elder. And so typically when I come out to these events, I do prayers beforehand. And what I want to share with everyone in a good way is that when I offered my prayers this morning is that I acknowledged everyone here today. I acknowledged your ancestors. I acknowledged the land of your ancestors. I acknowledge and embrace the beautiful gifts that you bring. We have a teaching in our First Nations, and it revolves around something we call sweetgrass. And the teaching is that when you have that one blade of grass, if you're to pull it, it'll break. But when we take those blades of grass and we braid them together, we have a braid of sweetgrass. And when you pull it, there's strength in it. And so what I want to say to everyone here, this community here, everyone, is that my way is that when I look at you, is that you are that braid of sweetgrass, and that you make this country, Canada, a beautiful place. In taking this walk this morning, I had an opportunity to make some new friends today, and it was beautiful. I felt so welcome. It was so great to learn some of the great work that you do and the values behind it. And when I was learning about some of these Muslim values, and I'm like, God, this rings so close to our indigenous ways of thinking as well, you know? And as I say, as I try to find those opportunities that bring us closest together. And when we have differences, that's okay too. We can celebrate those differences. But we have so many things that bring us in common, you know? I'm reminded of one of our teachings, our First Nations teachings I wanted to share with you, is that we all have what we call as 4 areas of responsibility. And 4 areas of responsibility. The first area of responsibility is to self, and that's to take care of oneself, not to feed the ego, but to take care of ourselves in the 4 aspects, which are mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. That's the first area of responsibility. The second area of responsibility is to family, peace and family, right? We have an obligation to look to those ones that walked ahead of us, our parents, our grandparents, our aunties, our uncles. A responsibility to look at those ones that walk behind us, our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews. That third area of responsibility is to community, peace and society. We have an obligation to support each other. And I say that I see it as my moral obligation that you are my community, everyone here. I want to acknowledge that. And then the fourth area of responsibility is what we call all our relations. When we talk about all our relations, we're talking about the 4-legged, the finned, the feathered, the crawlers. We're talking about the trees. We're talking about the water. We're talking about our connection to Mother Earth, to Grandfather Sun, to Grandma Moon, and our distant relations, the stars.